Hello and welcome to another episode of Ken Training, where we want to give you the training that you need to tackle projects like this one on your own. Today's training is going to be on recessed LED light testing. So I have behind me a table with five different recessed lights. The ultimate goal is that we need to install these in bedrooms on the second level of this house because recessed lighting was never installed. It is way too dark and we want to make it just right. But in that process, we want to make sure that we purchase the correct recessed light. Oh, and I have a photo cell so we can determine the light levels and foot candles and lux so we can see what the light output is. We have a light switch, dimmable light switch, a Lutron light switch, LED light switch, and it's right here, and there's the dimmable switch on the side. All right, so here's my makeshift ceiling, and I have two recessed light fixtures that we can test right now. So this is the one we're going to test first, and I have it on the switch right now. Boom, there it is on right there. And then here is the dimmable feature for the testing is we are going to be testing the light output. One of the things with these recessed lights that is an extreme bother to me personally is that many times these lights are just blinding you down so that you have to dim them so that you don't get to that blinding effect. So then your light output is not exactly the light output that you're looking for. Now for the three rooms that I have, let me show you the three rooms. All right, so here is the two of the rooms are this dimension, which are 13 feet that way by 12 feet that way, and I'm figuring 4 lamps is what I want for those two bedrooms. One of the bedrooms is kind of rectangular. It is 15 feet by 10 feet that way, so I'm thinking 6 light fixtures the way that I'm showing you. I am going to do my best to give you the best video content possible in the shortest time frame possible, and I only ask for you to do one thing for me, and that is to smash that like button for me down right now. Thank you, and with that, let's go on with the show. All right, we are going to be testing these 5 light fixtures. Each one of these light fixtures has it's dimmable in contact rating. See, it tells you dimmable right there. It's in contact rated, so it can be in contact directly with insulation. And it has 5 adjustable color temperatures. And we are ranging in price from the lowest price of $24 and change up to the highest price fixture of $39.97. And every single one of these fixtures is 6 inches in diameter, except for this last one that's 8 inches in diameter. Now, we're probably going to go, I got a feeling that the 8-inch diameter one is going to be my favorite one because I don't want too many fixtures and I want the light output. We are going to be recording our results down on this piece of paper here, and we're going to be taking 3 different measurements. So here on the left-hand side, you see I've got the lamp number. Then the first column is what the lux output is, or the lumens output, directly underneath the lamp, 2 feet from the lamp, and then 4 feet from the lamp. I already did lamp number 1 and wrote those readings down. So then this will help me determine how many lamps I need in the room if I'm trying to achieve a certain number of lumens for the square footage of the room. Here you can see in my mock-up, I have this piece of wood at a height of 8 feet from the ceiling. I have 2 holes, a 6-inch hole and an 8-inch hole. I have lamp number 1 already in place and on the dimmer switch. Here's your dimmer switch. Oh, and by the way, I've got the color temperature for the testing all at 4,000 Kelvin on the temperature so that I have the same color temperature for the testing. Now, I have a mark located directly underneath the fixture at 36 inches above the finished floor right here. So when I do my testing directly underneath the fixture, it's at 36 inches directly underneath the fixture, then at 2 feet from the fixture, and then at 4 feet from the fixture. Okay, so this is how I'm doing the testing. I've got my photo cell here, my photometer, and I've got it directly below the fixture, and I have it set, this can be set to lux or foot candles. I have it set to lux. I'm going to move the meter sensor to get the highest reading here on the meter. And then whatever number populates on my meter is what I write down underneath the fixture, then coming over here at 24 inches from the center line of the fixture, and then 48 inches from the center line of the fixture. And then these are the numbers that I'm going to populate in the chart. Oh, and when I do the testing, I'm doing the testing with only this one light on. No other lights are on in the room. Okay, so this is with the 8-foot light fixture on. And just to show you what that spread looks like, you can see that's the only light fixture on right now, and it really lights up the area pretty good. The testing between the first one that I did and the second one, you can see that we have a lot more lumens being put out. All right, here is lamp number 2, and it really gives out the exact same amount of lumens as lamp number 1. Here's what the floor looks like and how much area it lights up with lamp number 2. All right, here is lamp number 3, and it puts out more lumens than lamp 1 and 2. Here's the throw pattern. You can see it on the garage floor. But the problem that I'm having with these fixtures is that it's flush mounted and it really gives out a good glare, which I don't like. All right, guys, we still have one more lamp to test. We still have to test lamp number 4, but I want to explain a couple of things to you. Do you see how deep in that baffle is on lamp number 1? That is a big benefit compared to, as an example, lamp number 2, where it's completely flush mounted. The flush mounted may look better in the ceiling, but from a functional standpoint and a glare standpoint, the baffles are a big benefit. Now, the next lamp that we are going to test does have a baffle, not quite as deep of a baffle, but it does have a baffle, and we're going to give that a shot right now. Now, the 8-inch lamp, which had decent lumen output numbers because of its size being 8 inches over 6 inches, but it is a flush mount. All right, one thing I want to point out that while I'm doing this testing is that you see these push-in connectors. I'm taking them off. And let me show you how easy it is to remove these push-in connectors. All I'm doing is just holding and twisting while I'm pulling back. And usually within about 5 turns, it comes out that easy. I do not recommend you make use these push-in connectors because although they may work over a period of time, I'm just not convinced that it's a good connection. I'm going to go with wire nuts for my connection. They take a little bit longer in the install, but I feel as if it is a more solid connection. Okay, so here is lamp number 5. It has a little bit of a baffle to it. Interestingly enough, even though it's rated at 1100 lumens, it is putting out less than lamp number 3. Lamp number 3. It's only this, but here's what the floor spread looks like, just so you can kind of get an idea of that one. Okay, so here are the results that I got, and I'm going to tell you that right now my favorite light fixtures are going to be number 5, the 8-inch light fixture, and number 1, the most inexpensive light fixture. I'm going to do a little bit more testing. I should mention one thing about light fixture number 1. Light fixture number 1 is not the very small wafers that the other light fixtures are. You need to have the deeper well. In my case, I'm sure I have the space, so that's a non-issue. But the benefit here is that deep baffle. That is what is going to be a big selling point for me. Now, of course, it doesn't put out the light output that this one does, but this one is a flush mount, has more of a glare. But what I'm thinking is that I'm going to take the dimmer switch and I'm going to dim that down in an effort to see if I can't dim that down like that, and then see if I can get a decent light output coming out of the 8-inch fixture. Otherwise, I'm just going to go with fixture number 1 and just add more fixtures into the room. in order to get the total number of lumens into the room that I'm looking for. Now, if I had to go with a 6-inch wafer, and it had to be not this depth, but it had to be a thin wafer, my favorite would be number 3. And number 3 had really good numbers. If you look at number 3 on the chart here, you'll see that it's putting out 174 lumens directly underneath, 2 feet out, 134, and then 4 feet out from center line, 77 lumens. Those are pretty good numbers, and the price is pretty good. So that would be fixture number 3, and that is this fixture right here, $33, and there is your model number. I'm going to have links in the description below for all of these fixtures, so just make sure that you know the chart, the numbers here. I have the numbers written down here on the boxes, but I'll go through it with you really fast. So there's fixture number 1, and then there's that model number for fixture number 1. Fixture number 2, $31.47. There is that model number for fixture number 2. Fixture number 3, $32.97. And there's the model number right there. And then fixture number 4, the one that I had promising results for, but I wasn't exactly happy at all with that particular fixture, $33.97, and then there's the model number for that. And then here's the 8-inch light fixture, and the model number is... Okay, so for right now, let's go ahead and do testing. I want to test number 1 and number 8 one more time to see if I'm in love with one of these two, so I can make my final decision. Okay, I just want to point this out to you so you're aware of it. Here's the back of the light fixtures for number 1 and number 5, the 8-inch fixture. Number 1 light fixture doesn't need the box that the other wafer light needs because it's all built into that upper section. So I just take my my wire. The permanent installation will be Romex, but in this case it's just SO wire, and you wire that in. Whereas the other fixtures all have the wafer light here, and then they have the wire going to the electrical box where you make your connections to your hot and your neutral. Okay, so here is obviously lamp number 1. I have it set at full blast. Now you see with that deep baffle, with me standing here, you don't see any light glare from this from where I'm standing. I'm sure we're going to have light glare, I'm assuming, on the 8-inch fixture when we turn that on. Okay, so here is both lamps, the 6 and the 8-inch lamp on simultaneously. Here's the dimming feature, so you can see the dimming it down. And right there is the lowest setting for both of those light fixtures at that setting. Both lamps are set to 4,000 on the color temperature. And let's just go ahead and bring this up. And right there is maximum brightness for both lamps. But you can see a little bit of glare on the light fixture on the right hand side compared to the left hand side. Hopefully that's picking up in the camera. So I'm just going to tame that down just a little bit. And right about there is definitely a comfortable area for both lamps at those settings. So out of these two lamps, which one is your favorite? Please put your comments down below so I know what you like. Okay, after thinking about this, I've decided that I'm going to go with the 8-inch light fixture for my installation, simply because it puts out more light than the 6-inch. And it has a little bit of a cleaner look because it's flush to the ceiling than the one that I like on the 6-inch version, but that has a baffle. Okay, that is going to conclude this video. I hope you got some good information out of this video. If you have any questions about your project that you're doing, please put those questions in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to help you with whatever it is that you're trying to do for your project. And hopefully I've got some tips and tricks that you can use for your project as well. If you haven't done so already, please smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, Ken Training, and I will catch you on the flip side.